welcome to those near and far. Welcome to Mage the Ascension, as luck would have it, the Season 4 kicker. And let's meet the people backstage.
Hey, I'm Jason Maxwell.
Lloyd Coleman, otherwise known as Anygeek 5150.
And go for it.
I'll be playing Sean today.
So Jace plays Max. Lloyd plays Oren, and Alan plays John in the As Luck Would Have It Mage game. Hello, Cool Gamer. Hello, RC Scott. If I am slouching a lot today, it is because my back is killing me. All right.
Same.
Oh my gosh. All right, so let's see what happened in previous seasons. Kind of catch people up.
Let our powers combine.
Let our powers combine.
Earth!
All right, so season 1 was that Reginald Hollis Bonnie Flambeau was caught with his proverbial pants down by the Cabal and by House Quasitore, and the boy Galen was found in human form with a broken leg. Reyna and the Cabal planned a refuge for the Puka with the backing of Max's father and the Order of Hermes. Reyna hired a contractor to create wards, which has yet to happen. Haha! As a thank you to Reyna, Sarah gifted Reyna's avatar Cosmo with life. The Cabal went to the plane called Horizon, where the ever-feared paradox does not exist. They talked to the Sons of Ether, the Virtual Adepts, the Verbena, and the Dream Speakers, and the Youth Thanatos in a rally for Preston was had in Niagara, New York, and the Cabal went to scope things out. Preston, which I spelled differently the second time for some reason, targeted the mages and turned the crowd against them. Technocracy had been there to also scope out Preston, but their duty to protect the populace came first. Max questions his sexuality while girls Twitter around him.
It was never a question.
Well, he hadn't come out of the closet yet in season 1.
That is true.
Let's see here. And then going into season 3, I didn't make one. Other than John Staunton entered the chantry by forming a clot near his heart. Undoing the clot was a second matter, but he finally broke it up. And this was Max's seeking. as I recall. Steve basically rushes in, nervous, and tells Max there's a matter where his skills would be helpful. I refer to you guys as the Gerald Cabal because you haven't come up with a better name. All pile into Steve's van where he tells them that there is a battle going on and people have been hurt. Through the river and through the wood, they launch into a thicket, but it's not a thicket, it's a trench. 2 large bush lines are on either side of the trench. Gunfire, bombs, and grenades fly like overhead. Excuse me. Grenade lands at John's feet, and everyone scrambles except for Raina, who hits it like a golf ball back into the bushes. Steve leads Max to a triage where an elf unconscious with missing his foot. John and Max team up to work on Steve's commander. John is doing his best to make his foot grow back. Steve leaves, only to be hit by a shrapnel grenade. Again, John and Max team up. John takes a turn to lob a live grenade back into the bushes. Oh, and all the notes for the trial of Hollis. I need to write my marks down again. The new cairn, the banquet. So what say you folks? Are you enjoying the game? What are the things that you like about it? What are the things that you don't like about it? Like as a whole so far.
I like playing with a group that I don't have to read all the rules to and suggest courses of action to. It's nice to have good players around me.
That's cool.
I know one thing, like with Orin, like if I remember correctly, it ends at season 2. It was the first time that me in any kind of RP sense ever had like a character where he just had a big reveal.
Nice.
Like usually it was always like, oh well, somebody knows about it or something like that. But with this, it was just like, okay, we're playing since halfway through season 1, and then all of a sudden, here we go. It's like let it fly.
I really liked Orin's origin story and using that to fuel a seeking of sorts. And basically in season 4, I suspect you dealing with fallout.
Oh, definitely.
What about you, Jace?
I have been enjoying playing a different sort of character this time. One that is more reserved. Definitely a support character instead of make things happen.
Right. He's still proactive.
Yes, he is still proactive, but I have to remind myself that he is not my previous character. Still, 4 seasons in.
4 seasons in, and The game before this one was Vampire the Masquerade. For those who were unfamiliar with the great when Jay played Allie.
Mm-hmm. Alistair.
Alistair Crowley, as we made jokes about.
You actually brought him into that game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my character in that game was very out there.
Out there.
Yeah. That had to be fun to play because, old Papa Crowley was one messed up dude.
He sure was. But the ends justified the means.
But yeah, in that one, I played the one with the big, deep secret. And
yeah, I almost forgot about that.
And this time, I'm playing the one that has no secrets. He is the fresh-faced newbie. And it's definitely a different feel having someone who doesn't have skeletons in the closet.
Right. Everything is written on his sleeve. Like he was more so kind of lying to himself in the beginning.
Yes.
And the girls were like, oh no, you're gay. Oh, push towards the handsome boy at the Verbena village.
Except for when we first went to Horizon, then everybody was like, hey, Ord's over there.
Yeah, that was funny too.
I
like
Okay, I'm going to have to go off mic for a few minutes, but before I go, I just wanted to say that I've been playing since 1983, and this is the first ever character that wasn't a white knight.
Nice. Breaking the molds. I like it.
Yeah, definitely not a white knight.
Definitely not a white knight.
Not
Quite
even
the
a
opposite.
Boy Scout.
Not even a Boy Scout.
He's a gray Jedi at this point.
I'm what?
A gray Jedi.
A gray Jedi with dark side points.
Lots of dark side points.
Lots of dark side points. And he might have to call into question some of his humanity at the end of the seeking.
Yeah.
He's not a vampire.
Is there a humanity thing at all in Mage?
No, it's not. But derangements.
What was that?
You can gain derangements.
Ah.
Sako, you and I should talk privately about dark behavior sometime.
Sure. Sounds
tell you
fun.
some of the things I saw on the service.
Ah.
Okay.
I keep sipping from an empty cup. It's not working for me.
I'm going off mic for a few minutes.
Okay.
Sounds like my life modus operandi. Sipping from an empty cup.
Sipping from an empty cup.
That could be my memoir title.
Yeah, Oren's basically got it's not a derangement, but close enough with the fact that he has PTSD.
But it doesn't prevent him from functioning as a human being.
True.
Unless
something were to happen that would involve it, then it would.
Don't give me ammunition.
That's the fun part about it.
No, that's the fun thing about having players that enjoy the act of storytelling, is that we want to give you ammunition. That makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
Like I've said before, it's in some of your other live streams that didn't involve this game. Just ask BC what the stuff that I did in her witchcraft game.
Right on.
I gave her all kinds of ammunition when she finally, whenever I had to leave the game, how she went about it.
Mm-hmm.
The perks of playing a Irish Catholic, and then the Protestants come after you.
Sweet. So far, I am curious. Who was your favorite NPC? It definitely had a full cast. Cricket.
I mean, honestly, for me, even though I haven't read the book that's associated with her, Panda.
Right on.
Because the way her character is, like, bouncing back and forth with Orin,
Mm-hmm.
it made it interesting because he's not these super, like, he doesn't have the mindset of a virtual adept where there's hacking and stuff like that. He's more on the physical tech side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And basically working alongside her to find out, or to basically using her as like a information font for what he needs.
Which was pretty much her MO, right? So, Panda, my virtual adept, who I wrote a book about her prelude, and she went through 4 seekings in that book. Sako Tumi, shock. So I mean, I don't know what that means.
Neither do I.
I don't know what that means.
Say it again.
But hello, Jordan.
Also, hi, Jordan. Long time no see.
I keep seeing RC's comment, and my brain is turning it into I'm surrounded by Mormons.
The fun part was that chat popped up before we even started the stream.
Yep.
I was trying to show your name because I'm using voiceover dictation. Ah.
Yeah,
I see. Okay.
We still need like another like 15, 20 years on that stuff where it actually does it accurately.
Mm-hmm.
There is one though that there's a few DMs I watch on Twitch use that does dictation. Sometimes it's a little bit off, but for the most part, it's actually pretty accurate. I'll have to ask one of them what program they're using for that because it's really not bad. Like occasionally, like every like probably 3 or 4 sentences, it'll mess up and put the wrong word, but it's pretty accurate.
I use Otter. I use Otter for which I learned from Courtney on the Courtney project. Otter is I think you can do like 3 hours worth of content before you have to pay, but like it's pretty reliable considering the more you use it, the more it'll learn how to understand you.
Dragon 10, you buy it outright. There's no rental or anything. It also learns to understand you, and it's very accurate to begin with. I
hear good things. Yeah, I hear good things.
Oh yeah, Dragon, aside from the price, is the best that I've found. The price is what's the word I'm looking for?
High.
Nominal.
Non-competitive.
Non-competitive, yeah.
Like, I'm at the point where I prefer to say a paragraph into Google Docs and have it do voice to text and fix it than pay the amount the dragon costs.
I'm better off just using like Siri to.
Heck, at
do
that
voice
point,
to-
I'd rather just do live dictation. It's like, just give me a screen to where I can put it up and I can type it.
You know, I have an ex who took both medical dictation and legal dictation, and by the time she was done with both of those, she could put anything into a Word document in real time.
Cool.
Yes,
Very cool.
I might take both of those.
But getting back to the question you asked earlier,
Yes.
I think aside from the immense fun we had during the Halloween episode with characters, the NPC that I have liked the most has for Max has been his mother.
I like having this like preconceived notion as to who she is, but she's also going through menopause, right? So like, and her little boy is in college now, like going to med school and shit, or pre-med. And she is terrified she's going to have empty nest syndrome.
I have been enjoying also Max having all these preconceived notions of who his mother is and getting surprised often.
Yeah. Expecting her to jump down his throat, and she greets him with love instead.
Orin still doesn't trust her.
Give it time. Give it time.
What are the rules in Mage for sleepers learning about mages?
Do you mean societal constructs regarding, or do you mean system-wise?
System-wise.
They can learn magic. They're called sorcerers. So there was a module, I guess, of sorts called Sorcerer that taught you how to play a character who was still a sleeper and did magic.
Huh.
And there was a big kerfuffle in canon where the hollowers, the hollowed ones, excuse me, like half of them were sorcerers.
Because it might be fun exploring, having Mom learn what's going on.
That would be very interesting to see how she reacts to that.
But I wasn't sure if there was like a system thing where it's like no, sleepers are unable to learn.
No. All of you were sleepers before Gladys got a hold of you.
Yeah, I didn't realize that my mic was muted, but I was saying that sorcerers are immune to the delirium. They don't take paradox, but their magic is, it's static magic, so it works in levels like vampire disciplines, and it never really gets great. And they can't combine their different paths the way we combine spheres.
Right.
And mages will not learn it because those experience points could go to spheres instead. Whereas werewolves and kinfolk are able to learn it, but usually can't find a teacher. And the Tremere already have it.
Right. And the Simisi as well.
Leading to the popular vampire phrase, Tremere bullshit.
Yeah.
It would be fun as a high power Fomori that has it.
That would be nuts.
Do you have the player's guide to Fomori?
I do not. I wish I did.
I'll snip a couple parts of it and send you because it's fun. Like the power that lets them pluck out their own eyeballs, twist the optic nerves together, and then the nerves work as feet so that their eyes can run around and show them whatever.
Fun.
What little life magic do you need to do that?
And just sitting there thinking of it, imagine if a Mokavian. That's all I have to say. Imagine a Mokavian with that power. That would be freaking scary. And they're already dangerous enough as it is.
In 2nd edition Vampire, they made hints to a Malkavian with true faith. The hubcap of true faith, basically, like that it didn't have to be a cross, it didn't have to be a stake, it didn't have to be a crucifix or anything like that. It could be anything that held your faith, and anybody could use it as long as the faith was strong enough.
Nice. In Vampire Dark Ages once, I played a Malkavian who was absolutely convinced that he was the angel of God. So when he presents him to the prince, I am so-and-so of the Order of Malkav of the Great Archangels. I am sent by God to be your servant in the blood.
And everybody probably just looked like, what?
You should have seen the GM's face.
So, what are things that you would like to see in season 4?
Honestly, and this is what I'm hoping eventually happens, because like stuff we've talked about, like with with Orin's scientific mind, I would like to eventually see, if it's possible, Orin learn how to quantum teleport, because that would be fun. It's like, oh, here's a problem, Bink. How you doing?
I would like to see more random encounters with sleepers in need of my attention. You know, if I go to McDonald's, have Karen in line ahead of me, and stuff like that.
Huh.
In need of your specific type of attention.
Yes.
You want opportunities to refill your willpower.
Exactly.
He just wants ultraviolence.
No, John is not ultra-violent. He has a soldier mentality.
Just violent enough.
He's just
he has a soldier mentality after 17 years in the service, but his mind is somewhat broken because of 17 years in the service and working in a corrupt profession. And he has the typical role player's horrible childhood. Nobody makes a character with a good childhood. Although my next character will have one. Yes. He's doing it out of what he feels is a sense of justice.
Right.
He doesn't see that he killed the technomancer. The guy broke into our home. He refused to identify himself. He refused to show us the warrant, or we didn't even know about it. He failed to show it to us. Although I'm wondering if maybe it was formed when we mentioned it. He pulled the weapon first, and I pulled mine in response. Even injured, he refused to give us information. And I was in the middle of trying to resuscitate him when his dumbass gave up and left the body.
Just to give you a heads up, that is a season 4 spoiler.
Okay.
So I may do something about that.
We're live.
I hope I didn't do something wrong.
So season 3 ended with Kaneko entering the scene, John rescuing Kaneko, the Kitsune, who still needs to go to the airport.
Yeah. We're trying.
Okay, sometime in the next season, I'm going to grab the little twit by the 9 tails and drag him to the airport.
I will be right back.
But
my wife played a shape-shifting fox in a Shadowrun game, and she was amazing. There were things that hurt like math. When the Cryptid Society asked her to write a 1,500 word document on what it was like to be a cryptid, her first response is, "Do they have to be different words?"
in your own words, and then a George Carlin joke comes from that.
I learned a new word today. Someone in a video was talking about sins and was thinking sloth, but also gluttony, and they came up with the sin of slutiny.
That one sounds fun.
I have committed slutiny.
I've tried
and
to.
I liked it.
Yeah, I've tried to, but no luck for me.
But wouldn't that also include lust in there a little bit too?
Yeah.
It's the next level of lust.
It's lust squared.
But yeah, for me, for season 4, things that might be interesting are, well, number 1, maybe mom learning what's going on.
Lots of therapy.
For which one?
Her and her therapist.
But also, up through the end of season 3,
Hmm.
Max hasn't seen John's dark parts.
Giggity.
Phrasing. And we know Max is more of a pure soul. However, he's also proven himself to be pragmatic.
Hmm.
So the question is, when push comes to shove, does he side with John with the pragmatism, or does he, counteract John?
It depends on John flying off the handle.
Right.
If John flies off the handle, I don't see Max following him off the cliff.
But where does that lead then? Like, is there a life magic battle?
That would be rough.
There's a gun battle, and I hope you didn't bring life magic to a gun battle.
Pew pew.
But John doesn't fly off the handle. He's perfectly calm while he's disassembling people. But
No,
Max,
that is him flying off the handle.
But Max has also seen John working his ass off to save lives and save limbs, both mundanely and magically. He's seen John use techniques to heal people that work better than the normal techniques that mages would use.
Which is a fun fact. Max doesn't know how mages usually heal people.
That's a problem. Well, still, he's seen John use innovative healing techniques.
Mm-hmm.
Even Gladys wouldn't have thought of making bacteria repair a wound instead of infecting it.
I am sorry about the crinkle.
Hey, bacteria have been used recently to make plastic out of cow's milk.
I saw that too.
Can I make plastic from cow's milk with bacteria using life magic? Just change the bacteria enough that they can do it?
You would have to know the makeup of bacteria that would cause that.
Okay. Well, I can actually do that with Life 3. It lets me create simple life forms out of nothing.
There you go.
Yeah. Now I just need correspondence so I can spread the effect a little bit. Okay, jackass, you have crabs. Coconut crabs. Here they come.
And I have life 4, so I will change them into saber-toothed crotch crickets.
That is one hell of a combination. But eventually, if I ever get to Matter 3, because then you'll just start seeing stone crabs. Made out of literal stone.
Are they something like a rock lobster?
No, because they don't have a song associated yet.
Yeah, I might have to.
Oh yes, expect more of this from season 4. Riffing off of each other.
Oh yes, we have ramped it up since since the middle of season 3. We have now started numbering our innuendo episodes.
I do have to say one of my favorite things about the game is the private chat, which is a shame that we can't save the private chat, because between Reyna and Jace, like, I'm rolling. I'm like giggle snorting for no reason on the video.
Yeah, you have them rolling, and then I just throw a thumbtack in there occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to make it work for the Halloween episodes. I tried multiple ways of highlighting it, of like trying to get into the private chat and highlighting it,
Mm-hmm.
and tried to use actual live comments, because I tried to stream it privately on my channel and have people talk in the actual comment section so I could highlight it. However, it doesn't let you use the comments if it's a private stream.
It doesn't even in what we're doing now, because like I have the comment section open and there's no chat box in the StreamYard, that is.
Oh yeah, only the host can comment in the StreamYard comments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you were to ever somehow get a hold of a PC that has a RTX graphics card, there is a recording function within the RTX graphics cards where you can record anything on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I think mine my new PC does it, but I haven't tried figuring it out yet.
Well, when you do, let me know.
I think I just figured out how to do it. Private stream, like private live stream to your channel.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, unlisted live stream to your channel.
Yeah.
Give the YouTube link to the players, so that, and have them comment from the YouTube link. However, that is a third program open.
Yeah.
StreamYard, YouTube, and Discord.
Computer could handle that. I'm not sure I could.
A shame the ladies couldn't come today.
Yeah, it is an off day from our normal recording day.
It is, as opposed to our release day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was lucky. The timing was perfect when my schedule change happened, so I was able to make it to this.
Yay!
Which my work schedule now is, oh hey, you have to work a couple doubles within a 3-day period.
Gross.
And they're all it goes double, single, double.
So, when I was a nurse, I worked Baylor shifts sometimes. You work 2 doubles on the weekend, 32 hours to get paid for 40.
Oof.
But I also worked 80-hour weeks all the time too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I left that life behind.
Graveyard shift.
Oh yeah.
When I worked graveyard shift, yeah.
11 to 7 to 7 to 3, double.
I went in at 8 and I got out at 8, I think. 8. I went in at 8 p.m. and got out at 8 a.m.
I had this week where I worked every other shift. So I did a 7 to 3, came back for the 11 to 7, came back for the 3 to 11 for a week. Fired me because I was tired.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Sounds like me when I worked in the factories.
What kind of factory?
Magazine. If you've ever heard of R.R. Donnelly,
Yeah.
I worked at one of their factories, and I got to the point because I didn't really have a social life at the time, so I just signed away my 7-day law, and I would have to do stuff like you did, but it was every single day for like 6.5 months.
I understand. I very briefly worked in a factory. You know those little metal contacts in your cell phone and other devices where the battery makes contact? I was putting those in a strip of plastic and covering it with tape so it could go into the machine that actually inserted those into the phones.
Thanks, Jordan. All the things are going well, though your mileage may vary.
Yeah, and Orin's mileage is very high at this point. Well, actually, it's a lot of mileage, but on short term.
Just like you're going at breakneck speed.
Pretty much. It's like for the short time he's been around, he's basically pulled the Flash's maneuver where he goes around the world as fast as he can. So he's experienced a lot in a very short amount of time.
Yeah. So, the Halloween special, right? I made it 3/4 of the way through, and I feel like I missed so much because I have notes that I was trying to take, and I have the headers but no content.
I guess it's time for another rewatch. Yeah, that episode was interesting, and I ended up getting like one of my most out of this world successes off of as many minimal dice as I could really get. And somehow still succeeded.
John's not so much of a monster. He put down towels to soak up the blood before he killed the vampire.
So let's talk about Oren's complication with vampires.
He, like, I always thought in my mind, like, he never really liked them before he knew they were real. And when he found out they're real...
I kind of gathered that a little bit. Yeah.
And when he found out they were real, it's like, and firsthand experience, seeing one, it was the scene at the carnival,
Right,
of a vampire attacking someone, and he just went basically into full rage mode because he has a very he wasn't this way early on, but he got to the point where it was after the puka rescue. He became a very protective person. And when he saw that...
White Knight syndrome. Yeah.
I think, with the vampire, it went beyond White Knight.
Yeah, with the vampire, he went full Caillou.
What?
Yeah, I've been wanting to ask. What does that mean? Where's it come from?
Caillou?
Yeah.
It's a children's show about a
Okay,
4-year-old who is...
the little bald kid. Okay.
Yes. And he is an absolute terrible monster.
But the funny thing is though, it's like, and it happened in season 1. Like the vampire wasn't his first kill, unfortunately.
True.
He had an accidental first blood.
That's true.
And that's why Oren doesn't drive anymore.
He spent like 2 nights in the hospital.
No, I think it was like a day and a half. But like the thing I'm surprised about is it's never came back to him yet.
Not yet.
Whereas we have Reina going full Tokyo Drift on us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the reason why Oren just started going, Reina, you're driving. Which usually, anyway, like, whenever Oren would go to work, he was riding a bicycle anyway. He has a driver's license, he just doesn't have a vehicle.
Max has a driver's license, but he usually also has a driver.
Very true.
Which is funny, it's like 3 out of the 5 of us are rich, pretty much.
John routinely drives both a sports car and an RV.
Sometimes at the same time.
Well, yeah. Well, no, that's coming when I get correspondence.
So that's the fun part. Is I'm pretty sure you guys now have access to a teacher of any sphere you want. You just have to like figure out who knows what.
I'm going to be needing to learn more spirit.
Spoilers.
I think right now for Oren, he really just needs to learn matter, and he's good for the moment.
John's wish list has always been correspondence and spirit, and possibly some time.
And some parsley and sage. Maybe some rosemary.
You're a schmuck with 25 M's.
Schmuck.
So what you're saying is that he's from Boston.
Yes.
You know, schmuck is Yiddish for penis.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what it means.
So
I
you're
thought
alone.
it was Yiddish for foreskin.
Whatever it is, it needs to be washed.
And the funny thing is, in real life, I grew up hearing my grandmother call my step grandfather schmuck all the time. But that's because he was. And you know, it's like some of my background. Like my grandmother was half German, half French. My step grandfather was full on Jewish. He was full blooded Jewish, and you go into my grandparents' house, and you at least 4 or 5 times in your visit will hear my grandmother call my step grandfather a schmuck.
Please don't use that in the game.
Oh, I'm not. There's no There's none of that in Orin's background.
I was thinking about
So,
the character I'm going to introduce when the party figures out just what John is and fries him. I'm thinking a 14-year-old scrawny nerd boy with only one dot in any sphere, or maybe a couple dots in prime and one dot in others, who's fed himself by fortune telling using entropy.
okay.
It's just a thought because I know at some point the party's going to fry John out of fear.
It's hard to say.
I don't know. I think Orin's probably about the only one that would do that. To really be honest, and maybe Portia, because Orin has like, as people have seen so far in the 3 seasons, like how Orin is, and then Portia, she's the activist. So I feel like she would go there and try to push John for that information.
Well, John's an activist too. He actively tries to get information out of you. That was a dad joke.
Well, all that said, right? Normally, Thursdays, 2:30, I release an episode of As Luck Would Have It. Is there a day that would work better to release the episodes? Because we try to record on Saturdays, right? Sometimes we reschedule for Friday. And ideally, there would be a sweeter spot for As Luck Would Have It. Any commentary, thoughts?
I'm retired. I'm retired, and outside of doctor appointments and an occasional support group, I don't have much to do. So, well, and a couple other games, but I am largely free.
Well, it's less about you being free and more about when I should post the video.
Oh, okay. That shows how well
I would say look at your metrics on the release day and see what day of the week you get more views. Like if it's like, say you release a video on Thursday, but it's not getting a majority of its views until like a Saturday.
So far, Thursday is the day that it gets the most views, but I feel like there would be a better day. We'll see. I'll experiment.
What would make it a better day?
More than 5 views?
Unfortunately, live plays of role-playing games don't really pull in the views.
At least not on YouTube.
Even on Twitch, unless you are like one of the huge names, most of them don't get much.
Well, it's like the main channel I watch on Twitch, they usually have shows throughout the week, and they're not really considered that big of a group, and they get about 1 to 200 per game stream depending on what the game is, and they're not that big of a channel.
Yeah,
Maybe we
1
should
to
do some.
200 is not that much.
Maybe we should put some memes out there and do some word of mouth advertising.
I've been trying to do that. Like I've been whenever a episode releases, I toss it into different discords that I'm in that have like say a section for TTRPGs or what do you call it? Promotions text channels. I try to throw the new episodes into those, or I try to throw the playlist link in there so that people can go through and binge it if they wanted to.
The other aspect is that a lot of them, I mean, most of them are live. They're played live. Like this is a recording. Most when we play it. Live plays get more views, plus those channels also do, a lot of them do like gimmicks where the viewers can affect the game.
Well, the last part, like the only time I really see like say viewers affected the game, is like a channel I watch on Twitch for their TTRPG stuff. They do once like every 6 months they'll do what they call a shill show, where people can tip the channel money to affect what's going on. But usually I don't really see that outside of very much, except for like because I follow a lot of TTRPG channels on Twitch and YouTube, and I've only maybe seen like 2 or 3 actually do that where the viewers affect what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a thought. What if for like every 3rd episode or something, we randomly pick somebody who is viewing and let them play an NPC with us? You know, somebody like Jeeves or an Umbra Split or something. I don't know what she's looking at, but it must be interesting.
I know what she's looking at.
Sorry.
Did you catch that?
No.
I said that maybe what we could do is like once every third episode or something like that, randomly select one viewer who's expressed interest and let them play a session as like a spirit like Jeeves or a normal person that we meet on the street.
That we would need fans for that.
I can find somebody to start it, and we can just post the message somewhere that this is available, like on some of the gaming groups. There's a Mage group out there. There's a World of Darkness group. There are numerous 5th Ed groups that really need somebody to show them what a real game is.
That's a very spicy way of putting it. But no, I can't say we don't have fans, because we do get there are decent numbers of views on our videos for this, and it's just we're not widespread as some of the bigger channels like Critical Role and stuff like that. But we don't need to be. We bring a different flavor to RP than Crit Roll or Roll For It or something like that. We're a completely different flavor. Most of the cast are on East Coast with this group, because you got Sako, Kat is Ohio, me, Jace, and Alan. I think you're Central, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm Wisconsin.
Okay, and
I'm
then,
Eastern.
And I can't remember, is Christina, is she
She's Pacific.
Mountain? But
Pacific,
yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's like, but we're all over the place with ours, and some of these other shows that get the quote unquote big views, they're all one way or another, because a lot of their live plays, unless they're doing something like with what do you call it, Zoom, most of them are in studio stuff. And that's where like our flavor is a little bit different. We do all of this through StreamYard. Two of us are in three of us are in Central. There's 2 or 3 in Eastern. So like we have fans. It's just it just doesn't seem like it, even though we do.
Okay.
Right now, I believe we have friends.
Mhm.
Like, that's who's watching.
Like heck, my mom, she's not even into TTRPGs, and she's been watching the videos.
No, it's
What does
because
she
it's
think of
fun.
it?
The last thing I found out from her is that she thinks that my character's gonna turn into a psychopath.
Where does she get a load of me?
Well, those episodes haven't released yet, so except for like the last couple episodes of season 3. But she thinks like Portia's super hyper.
Mhm.
Accurate.
Accurate. Yeah.
She attitude wise kind of aligns with Reina, like the laid back kind of, oh, here's something fun. And then she also aligns with Max a little bit because medical field. Because like my mom, she was a CNA for over 30 years and a PRA. And like, yeah, we talked about stuff like that, like how she relates to tries to relate to the characters. And like, I'm not gonna lie, she's a little bit scared of Orin.
Yeah, we're gonna have to puzzle him out one day.
Now, does that mean, like, figure him out, or does that mean turn him into a puzzle? Because John is capable of both.
I mean, I'm kind of already a meat puzzle, so
True.
Well, that's what it was a Promethean joke.
The things about being a muse Promethean.
Well, you were trying to figure out like a code name for yourself. Meat puzzle.
That's not something he would give out to the general public unless he's making a Fifth Element joke.
I am a meat popsicle. All right. Well, I need to lie down because my back is reaching a point. And do you want people to find you on the internet? Is that a thing? I think I'm the only channel that the 3 of you are on.
Usually, like, eventually, I'm gonna be once I can get everything set up, need to get a couple more monitors, but I'm going to be eventually going back to streaming on Twitch, which will be the pre-rebrand. But I got to have the money for the rebrand because there's a lot that I need to get, especially since I'm going to be doing VTubing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, here on the like one episode during like season 2, and then me being here, like, yeah, you see my face. I'm not that often a very on-camera person unless I'm doing TTRPGs. Okay. So it's one of the reasons why I want to go into VTubing, so that I can still technically be on screen, but you don't see the actual me.
Right.
But yeah, eventually the rebrand's gonna happen on Twitter too. But I'm basically found everywhere as AnyGeek 5150, except for here on YouTube. because I changed my name. I switched over to my rebrand name because I don't really use my YouTube at all. So if you ever see me in comment section, you'll see me in comment sections as Collapse, the German spelling. But everywhere else, I'm AntiGeek5150. Twitter, Hive, you name it.
And I am Tumi, so no Cass Voit. You can find these fine fellows on my channel under As Luck Would Have It. And season 4 kicks off next week. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you, as players, enjoyed playing in it. And we will catch you guys on the flip side. Okay. Helps if I actually end the broadcast.